Hi everyone, welcome to Classroom Chronicles episode 4 with
Miss Miller.
So, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, so I'm Miss Miller. This is my second year teaching at Panther Creek High School. I graduated from NC State in May of 2023, and I am currently teaching biology and AP biology.
Nice. How do you like teaching so far as kind of like a new teacher?
I like it. It's a lot of work prepping for each of the courses, especially with teaching an AP class for the first time this year. But I really enjoy building relationships with students and also getting to prepare fun activities and labs for the students to do.
Nice. So, as a second year teacher, what was the craziest experience you've had with your students?
Like in a lab or just like in teaching in general or
Yeah.
I feel like probably in a lab, a lot of chaos
yeah.
would ensue.
Okay, so recently in AP Bio we did a lab where we were looking at the genes in fruit flies. The kits got super delayed, and so we kept having to push back the lab, and for it being my first time doing the lab, it gave me a lot of anxiety to actually complete the lab. So once they finally came in, I think there was just so much buildup and stress before the lab that when we started it, when I had to put the flies to sleep, you stick like a little wand in there and to the vial of the flies and you put them to sleep. And I could not stop shaking when doing it. Like my hands were like the whole time. And I didn't even realize it was happening until my students were like, Miss Miller, like, are you okay? Like, why are you shaking? And I was like, oh my gosh, and I didn't even realize that it was happening. But the lab ended up working. It was just a lot of trial and error, and it was a really good learning experience for me too, because I've never worked with those even in college, like doing a lab with fruit flies and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I remember when I was in your biology class, we had an egg lab with the osmosis,
Mm-hmm.
and several students. Our group, we named our egg. I think it was something like Egbert.
Yeah,
And
everyone does that.
We ended up dropping our egg, and I think other groups did too. It was so sad. We had to bury him.
Yeah, a lot of people will break them on purpose, even though I say, please do not pop your egg, because it's like a 5-day lab. But that's one of my favorite labs too, from like regular bio, so
It was fun.
I know I'm excited to do that again this semester. So
Is it the one where you put it into the
yeah, you have like
and remove the shell?
you have
and
you put the vinegar in it for a couple days, then after that you put it into the corn syrup and it shrinks. Well, the vinegar makes it blow up a little bit, and then you put it in the corn syrup, it shrinks again, and it kind of gets squishy with all these dents, and then you put it in water for the last day, and then it expands again, showing that it's we're looking at the osmotic solutions.
So there's the shell's gone, right?
Yeah, the shell's gone, so if you put the egg on top of your phone light and turn the flashlight on, you can see into the egg a little bit. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Funny story. I actually did that in 3rd grade. It was kind of like a school project.
Mhm.
So at the end, I gave the eggs to some people.
Oh,
And they
my
popped it
gosh.
on the carpet. The teacher got really mad.
Yeah, I let my students last semester, since the woods are out there, I let them chuck them into the woods. I know. I was like, I don't really want to pop these into the trash can, because remember when our class did it, we popped them and then they would explode everywhere. I was just like, you know what, we're just going to throw them outside, it'll rain.
Took us to the woods.
I know, I'm sorry. It's literally right there. I was just like, you know what? And then they were just and they just chucked them into the woods. And I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or not, but.
I think me and my group, we would probably fight over
Who got to,
throw
no, and
it.
that's what they did. And I was like, okay, never again. But I'll probably do it again this semester, so.
I think you should call me over when you do that.
Okay.
I got you. I'll
No, because then they're already going to be fighting within their group, so I can't bring in outside people
I
to
mean-
also fight.
I think as one of your favorites, I definitely should.
One of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I don't have favorites.
I think I definitely should be able to come and throw one of
You
those
can come
eggs
and
in.
watch.
You should go and steal it. Steal
Yeah.
the
I'll
members, yeah.
do that.
Maybe you can throw the class demo egg,
Oh, yeah.
because I'm going to make one of those this year.
Yes.
So that, just in case, more pop, so. Yeah.
When you were in college, what was one of the weirdest things you had to dissect?
We had to dissect a fetal pig in, it wasn't even a science class, but, so I majored in secondary science education, and so, half of my classes were, the 4 sciences, so, getting my biology credits, the chemistry, physics, and, I took winter science, but, so taking those courses, and then the other classes were the education requirements, so basically like teaching us how to teach. So we had to do the dissection in one of my education classes because it was like a science ed class, and so we did it like with my professor, and he was like, all right, like this is how you would lead the dissection. But I think it was just the position that they were in and the bags, and it was like vacuum sealed, and the pigs were like on their back like this, and I was just like, ugh, like it was just like, and it smells awful. So it was kind of sad too because they were like little babies.
They were fetal pigs,
Mhm.
so they weren't even like.
No, they were really small, and they like, I mean, it was obviously really cool, but
Yeah.
it was just kind of weird to see them like vacuum sealed in the bag, and then you're like, ugh. But an interesting story though for another class over there that's anatomy. One of they like, I forgot what they dissected, but it was like rotten when they cut it open, and I've never seen that before. I was like, ugh. Like someone cut open into it and had like literally like started.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
that's scary.
And apparently the kids were like, oh my gosh. So
I bet
good.
that smells
I'd be
nasty.
like, oh. So they just like threw that one out. I was like, nope, we're not even gonna try that one. So, but yeah. So yeah, that's probably the most interesting. In high school, I had to dissect a cow eye
Oh, I did
in
that
anatomy,
too.
which like it's not like it's just interesting, a little bit different, obviously. But they do cats in anatomy here.
Cats,
Mm-hmm.
like full cats.
Mhm.
Dissecting cat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
oh.
I think that would be so sad.
It would be so
Yeah.
sad.
I think that would be so sad. I don't know if I could do that or not. So.
Yeah, that would be so,
Mhm.
like.
What made you want to be a teacher?
When I was trying to figure out, probably like junior year of high school, like what I wanted to do, I was debating either between going into athletic training, like doing sports med and being like an athletic trainer at a high school, or teaching. And I had a really, like, my biology teacher in high school was the one who inspired me to want to go into this. I just thought, like, I would not be happy in a desk job. I don't know. I just don't like. I like interacting with people. I like moving around, and building the relationships with the students as well. So I applied for some colleges for athletic training and some colleges for education, and I got a scholarship to go to NC State, and so I ended up just deciding that. I was like, you know what? Like, I always wanted to go to State, and State didn't have athletic training. They don't really have like a lot of medical stuff. Like at State, you get your degree in like biology or like genetics, and then you go like get your nursing at like another school or something like that. So I just decided, yeah, I was kind of like, well, I want to go to NC State, and this is what they have. So, but I'm really glad I did it. So,
Nice.
yeah.
I know a lot of teachers here, they'll tell kids that they'll become a teacher. It kind of sucks. Like,
It sucks.
a lot of teachers tell their kids that. I think that's interesting though.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, a lot of people will tell you not to become a teacher, which there definitely are. Like, yeah, the pay is not the best, obviously. And just, I don't even think it's like the pay, it's the fact that, like, we get paid from the morning, like, that's when school starts until school ends. And then I'm never out at 2:45. Or I'm never, like, that's when I stop getting paid, but then it's like, at night I'll go home, and then I'll work out, make dinner, and then I'll do more work at night. Or there's never a weekend where I'm not opening my laptop or grading or planning, and I know that'll get better. Obviously, this is only my second year, but like, I think that's what, is hard for some people, and if like I didn't do that, then it just wouldn't get done. I've tried to be like, oh, I need a better work-life balance, but if I didn't work at home or didn't work at nights, I don't know how it would all get done, So I think that's like really why people say it. Like, it's not like, I've seen so many people saying like, I love teaching, but like I loved it, but I just couldn't sustain it, like your mental health, I guess, in that way. Just always work, and like, I'll write a to-do list every morning, and every day I add more to it, and it just never seems like it actually gets fully checked off, and that can be very overwhelming sometimes. So, but yes.
Let's see, what other questions? What's the strangest animal behavior you studied? If you have studied animal behavior.
I mean, I didn't really do, because half my classes in college like were education classes. I feel like most of my science classes were just like lecture, and then it would be like the 3-hour lab once a week. So I don't think, like, if I would have majored in like genetics or something like just science, I think I would have had more lab experience. But I honestly didn't get much lab experience with college. I mean, I guess I would say the fruit fly lab, like just like watch it, like getting to see the fruit flies in the vials, and like just because like we got like 3 parental crosses, and then we took like those parents and then crossed them together to like see how the genes, if they were dominant recessive or a sex linked trait. And I think that was just like really interesting, because before I taught AP Bio, I would just teach it to like the honors bios classes, and just be like, yeah, this is how you do a Punnett square. But like, we never actually got to observe how the Punnett square actually works in real life. And so getting to be like, oh yeah, like I teach this all the time, but now this is like, actually we can see that that trait is dominant because it showed up in all these flies. You know, so it was like really cool to actually, like, 'cause that was my first time testing it and getting to actually observe, you know, how dominant and recessive genes work. And so I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
Was there ever a moment where you kind of regretted choosing to be a teacher? Or has everything just kind of been smooth?
Not regretted it. No, I've never regretted my choice. I mean, there has been very hard days, and like, you know, with taking on an AP course, and I'm also doing student council this year, and I'll be like, I'm in charge of planning prom, which is like now started. It's just a lot at once, and sometimes I'm like, I just need a day for like myself, and I feel like I never get that. And so that's just like what's been hard. I'm like, oh, I can't like I feel, I guess, not regretting teaching at all, but I guess like I wish I could take like a me day and not feel guilty about all of like this stuff that I need to be doing, if that makes sense. Like, because I feel like, not like this is not true for all jobs, but like some jobs you work your job and then it's like, oh, we go home, and you don't think about it, or you might think about it but it can wait till the next day. I feel like with teaching, like, you have to be prepared for the next day's lesson, and if you don't know what you're doing, you have to do it that night, you know. And like, we have a planning period, but like stuff comes up all the time, so you can't rely on it, you know. So yeah.
How's your summer? Because during the summer you don't have many students to teach.
Yeah, so when this year it ends on June 18th, and then we're not back.
August.
Some teachers like work during the summer, and then some teachers are like lucky where they can like take it off, because we only get paid 10 months out of the year. So like, if you can either like try to save your money and like spread it out over the 12 months, and like, you know, but some people like if I had a family, I would probably be working in the summer to like still be able to support them, but it's just me right now. So last summer was like my first summer in between, you know, the two. So I worked like a couple part-time jobs, you know, just like, but I did enjoy most of my summer too, so, which was nice. Yeah. Yes. And I took a week-long training course about AP Bio, and then like the
popcorn and burgers for us.
Oh, thank you. I took a week-long summer training course for, it's like called AP Summer Institute, and they have it for like all the AP classes. And so if you're new to it, you can like sign up and take it. I forget what school it was through, but they have it like all, but it was online. So they like give you resources for how to plan. So I did that. I started like prepping over the summer so that I would feel more confident going into the school year, which definitely helped a lot. So yeah.
What is your favorite experience from AP Bio so far?
I think it's just been really cool to teach like mostly seniors and a couple juniors. Like in my student teaching, I taught all freshmen and sophomore, and then for the first year I taught all freshmen and sophomores also, which I still love, and I still do that one period a day. But it was just like, I was really nervous about it, because being young, I was like, are they actually gonna like take me seriously? Because we are even closer in age than, you know, I am to like my freshmen and sophomores. But it's just been really cool, like getting to build those relationships, and like, because, you know, I'm not that far removed from college, like in the college application process, and, you know, when they just have questions about deciding where to go, or now that they're all starting to get into colleges, they're like, oh, like, Ms. Miller, like I got into NC State and UNC, like can you tell me what dorms are good? You know, like it's just been really cool to like, you know, and since I have them year long, I've been able to see like the progression throughout the year too, and like build those relationships even more than just having them for one semester. So yeah.
In AP Bio, what was one of your favorite labs?
Labs. I'm trying to think of which ones we did a gel electrophoresis lab on Monday and Tuesday of this week, and we were able to get like these really nice kits. And so they ran super fast, like they only needed like 25 minutes. All the ones I worked with before need like 2 hours to run. So they did have to observe it the next day, because like we put them in the casting system like right before the bell was about to ring, and then I had a couple students like stay after from each period, and they helped me stain them. And then the next day, like they can sit in the fridge for like up to a week, and then they actually got to like observe how the DNA fragments went through the gel, and it was just really cool, because I've never even like got to use kits that nice, so it was really cool to be able to see those. And 7 out of 8 of the groups worked, which was also really cool, because I was like, yes, it actually worked. So yeah, it was really exciting. So that was probably been my favorite one so far. We're going to be doing one next week. We're waiting on the kits to arrive, but we're going to be doing this bacteria that's called P-Glow. And if it works, the bacteria will glow in the dark, which is really exciting. I'm kind of nervous about it because I've never done it, and it's like a 5-day lab. So I'm like nervous, like if we mess up one part of it. But this weekend I'm gonna go and study and make sure, okay, what are all the steps to make sure that actually works. So yeah, I'm excited for that one too.
How does that lab work?
The bacteria lab, there's like a whole, it's like, there's 5 different steps to it. And we've only read through part 1. Me and the other AP biology teacher today actually like made the auger plates, and then we're still waiting on the bacteria to arrive. So once it comes in, then we'll like talk more to the lab, but me and him have just been waiting for the kits to come. So also in regular bio, my favorite is the butterfly lab. So it's my favorite lab.
It's my favorite lab too.
Like every one who comes back is always like, when are you doing the butterfly lab with your students this semester? I just love that day. I think it's so fun, and it's like low stress, but it's like it's fun for the other teacher to be able to come in and like hunt the butterflies too. I know like Miss Way, and she always likes to come in and do it, and so it's really fun to get to do that. So
if y'all don't know, the butterfly lab is essentially where we're trying to find, like, we're trying to make the butterflies hide. It's to like represent what
it's in our natural selection unit, and so each student gets like a blank template with 3 butterflies, and I'm like, okay, you have anywhere in the room, all along like the mirror, the side walls with like all the cabinets, and then the back space here. And I basically told them like you can put it at any height. It just can't be like under something or like inside something. So it has to be in plain sight, but it can be like anywhere from like the top of the ceiling to the floor. And they are allowed to only make like 1 solid colored butterfly, but the other 2 have to be like some design, and they like tape it up there. So they have like 30 minutes to color and tape it. And then I have a teacher from another class come in, and they have 5 minutes to hunt the butterflies. So, and then like whoever survived means that like they were the best adapted and camouflaged the best. So, and it's so fun to see, because they're like, when the teacher's hunting and they like miss a really obvious one, they like roast the teacher, and I'm like, you can't do that, guys. But like there was one, I have like a blue bulletin board, and somebody colored a bright green butterfly and taped it to the blue bulletin board, and the teacher missed it, and they were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she missed that. So that was really funny. But and like they get super competitive, and they're like, oh, my 3 butterflies lasted and yours didn't, you know. Like, so, but it's really fun. It's a really good day. And it was kind of funny because one day I got observed by our principal, and it was like an unannounced observation, and everyone was like standing on the counters like taping up their butterfly, and I was like, I promise, like this is not like, I was like, this is the lab, like I promise this is not how my classroom looks normally. So, but y'all are always up and moving, but still, like the standing on the counters and all that, I was like, oh, just wait, let me explain. So it was funny, but
yeah, it's one of my favorite labs that we've done.
Yeah, I look forward to that one.
I think I see one right there.
That's like one that somebody pulled it off, like the back of the butterfly like still stayed. There's still one on like that NC State flag up there. There's one on the ceiling right in front of the door from last semester. I've kind of like left out the ones that like students like were like, can I leave this and see? There's one that's lasted like 2 semesters still. I know. So it's like, it's fun to like leave them up and see.
I think there's still some in Mr. Rule's room as well. There's like on the shower. Like,
yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Mr. Gimmon, like he did it for the AP biology classes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to figure out how to like adapt that this year to make it like a little bit more challenging. Because then like when y'all take AP bio, I'm like, I can't use the same lab because it's gotta be a little bit more challenging. So
Yeah.
I know I'm excited for like when my first set of like freshmen will
Become-
next year maybe be able to take AP Bio, or most people take it senior year, so it'll probably be like 2 years, but that'll
I'm
be
really excited.
that'll
I
be
know I wanna
really
take-
cool. I know, I'm like, I hope I get you guys. But I can always do some switching.
You
Yeah, that would,
definitely- you
I
should
know.
do that.
yes.
Where do you see yourself like 30 years from now?
30.
Yeah.
30?
Do you think you'll still be a teacher, or do you think you
Well,
could
30
switch
in 30
careers?
years I'll be 53. I don't know. When I first went to college, I originally thought that I wanted to be like teach for like 8 to 10 years and then go be an assistant principal and then be a principal. But now I just don't know. I'm like, I would like, I enjoy teaching and I see myself doing it for a long time, but I'm like, that would be really hard to just be in the same job for 30 years, because it's not like, there's just one position unless you go be an assistant principal or principal. But I love like making lessons and making activities, so if like there was some sort of like curriculum making job, I would love to do that, because I love making activities and like stations and inquiry and like all the coloring things and just, stuff like that. So something like that would be really fun for me.
If you had to teach any other subject other than bio, what would it be?
Other than like a science or
Like any class.
okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but I would love to be a gym teacher.
Well,
Not weird, but like random, I
I
guess.
guess-
I would love to be a PE teacher.
You said you wanted to go into sports med. So that
Yeah,
makes
like
sense.
or like teach like sports med, or like if I wish that I could do teaching for like 10 years and then go do like athletic training for 10 years. Like I think that'd be, but then I have to go back to school, so we'll see. But like I just think I would really enjoy that. But yeah, like being a PE teacher would be so fun. And I love being active, so I'm like, that would be, like I always see them in team sports out there on the tennis courts, like playing tennis and pickleball, and I'm like, please, I want to go. I'm like, take me with you. But
What did you play when you were in high school or college?
I was on the dance team in high school, and then I did competitive dance from when I was 5 years old till 18. So yes.
Is it like contemporary?
I did
jazz?
contemporary jazz, lyrical, ballet, tap, hip hop.
Nice.
I did all of it, so yeah. But yeah, so. And then now I just like to work out. I like to go for walks. I've been trying to get into pickleball, but I'm not very good yet. But I just like being outside, especially when it's warm. So I'm excited for that warmer weather. But
Apparently, it might snow next.
I know. I'm like, and then last
I don't
Sunday was
understand
literally
that.
so beautiful. It was like 70 degrees, and then now there's a chance for snow. So yeah.
It's so cold.
I know it's so
rainy.
cold. At least it's not raining today,
Yeah.
because
It was raining so
and
hard
yesterday
Oh my god.
I've never forgotten my badge like this.
Mhm.
But I came all the way here and I was like, oh, like I need to open my door, my classroom door, and forgot my badge. So I had to walk all the way back to the parking lot in the pouring rain. And then by that point, carpool had already started. So I was like, excuse me, with like my umbrella. I was like, so of course when it was raining, but it was fine. I was like, I need to get it, so I have it. But yeah,
I hate the rain sometimes, especially at school, because like
exactly.
It's really inconvenient.
it is really inconvenient.
Yeah, like if I can stay in here all day, it's fine. But like I'm always in the main building and like doing stuff, and I had to pick up my copies yesterday, so I was like putting them under my rain jacket like this and just walking, because I was like, I don't want them to get rained on.
Especially
so-
going from the building to the mall. It's, like,
I know, and
every
I feel
single
bad.
day.
Like y'all are like probably in and out. So yeah. But
What makes you like a student?
yeah.
Or what makes you dislike us?
Oh yeah, what makes you super annoyed about?
Well, I mean, there's no students. Like, I guess.
I think there was one that there was one
No,
in particular.
what?
It doesn't
No.
have to
From
be
last year.
strong hate.
Yeah.
No, like there's no student that I don't like. It's just like, I mean, I guess the thing is that bother me as a teacher is like I really don't do notes for that long. So like if a student's talking while I'm teaching notes, I think that's like disrespectful, because it's like this is like the one time I'm gonna stand up here in front of you, and it's like you can attest to this. It was probably like max 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Like we would do warm up notes and then like an activity for the rest of the class. Like y'all had your time to talk,
Exactly.
and I always let you guys do it. So it'd be like. What do y'all need? Hi.
You know there's another.
I'm being interviewed for a podcast right now.
Hmm?
I'm being interviewed for a podcast right now. Y'all are about to be edited.
Podcast?
Yes.
What type of podcast?
It's like a, what is it called? Classroom Chronicles. And they're interviewing teachers about things. Mm-hmm. Bye. Good to see you guys too. They just came for candy. That's it. It's like every day they just come for to get. Yeah, so I guess just like during that period, and then just like if a student's like not honest about something, you know, like if I catch them using their phone during a test or you know stuff like that, and they try to get out of it, like just accept it because I already saw you, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, like I mean, everyone has their bad days and you know stuff like that. So I mean, I get it. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood, you know, and I mean, I try to not carry it in with me, but like sometimes there's stuff going on, or I'm really stressed, or you know.
Yeah.
And so just trying to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. So because you know, life is not hard. I mean, not easy. Not hard. Life is not easy sometimes. So yeah.
Is there a subject that you really struggled in high school and you never want to touch ever again?
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna sound bad. I mean, I feel like I like school, so like I enjoyed, you know, trying to like do well and stuff. But like honestly, math was not my strong suit. Well, it was like one of those things where you had to like put time into it, and like sometimes just with like a busy schedule and stuff with like extracurriculars, I just like wouldn't have the time that I needed to study. And so sometimes like math was like the worst grades I've ever gotten in high school. I got a really bad grade on the quiz once, and I vividly remember crying in class. I was just like, oh my gosh. So bad. Really bad.
Really bad.
Like the kid next to me was like, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, that bad. I mean, that's like one quiz, but still, like, I guess, yeah. But in college, I actually did pretty well in math, but I would like go to my professor's office hours and,
Yeah.
you know, like I would really study because that was like my first time taking calculus was in college, so.
In high school, do you remember any particular like weird stories?
Drama.
Because I feel like in every high
Oh,
school,
high school has
there's always drama.
Weird stories.
So like for example, with us, we have the story about one of our lab mates drinking chemicals during one of the labs.
Why do I not remember that? Did I know about
Oh
this?
no, in chemistry.
Okay, I was like,
yeah, not in our class, not in bio.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Does high school seem like yesterday or like 100 years ago?
Oh, do you feel? Are you calling her old?
No, I
Like
mean,
that.
I know what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
there are parts of it that seem like so recently, but then like just so much has happened in like the past 2 years just with this. And I think like teaching high school, it's like almost like my high school stories like seem not like irrelevant, but like they're just like replaced with like y'all's high school experience. You know, like I'm like, oh, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I think like maybe if I worked like a different job, maybe they would seem more relevant or like prevalent like in my, or like I would just remember them more. I don't know, like my high school stories, I just like think of stuff that happens here now. I'm like, wait, no, that's like in my class, not the class I was in. You know,
I think that's called like a retrograde amnesia.
Yeah.
Where you like the things that are happening right now, they take up more of your
Yeah.
memory than what happened.
I mean,
before.
honestly, like this just like I feel like my brain is just like teaching all the time. So it's like, I mean, of course I remember, you know, like I look back on it and I'm like, wow, like, and it's hard too because I feel like some people like, or not hard, but like people try to rush through high school because they're like, I just want to get to college. But then like once I got to college, I was like, oh my gosh, like high school flew by. And then now that I'm done with college, I'm like, oh my gosh, college flew by. Like people really say like it just gone before you, or just passes by before you even know it. I mean, even this year, I'm like, how are we already in February?
I know.
You know, so it's
I feel
like
it.
like my biggest advice to like all of like the high schoolers, like don't rush it because like you won't go back. you know? Like, your adult life, like, every day is the same. I mean, for the most part, like, it's work, you know, hang out with friends on the weekends, stuff like that. But high school, like, really enjoy it because it is, like, you have, I know it seems so stressful now, but, like, enjoy the fun times and the school, and you know, like just take it all in, and like don't focus just on school too. Like, I mean, I know that sounds weird coming from a teacher, but like I see in like all my students, like just the pressure and the stress is just so high, and the competition between each other is just so high. And I'm like, no, you guys need to enjoy it too, you know, like do the fun things too, you know, hang out with your friends, you know. As long as you're getting your grades, like still good grades and all that, like you don't have to, you know, put so much stress on yourself that you end up not being happy. I don't know, that was like not even where the question started, but I was just going on my tangent, but yeah.
Yeah. Especially at Panther Creek, there's a lot of
And I agree, like I've never seen so much competition and just, I need to take this many APs and this many APs, and I'm just like, no, like you'll be okay, you know. But I get it because college is just getting so much more competitive to get into, so.
Speaking of February though, today is February 14th.
It
It's
is
Valentine's Day.
Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So, would you care to maybe describe what your day is gonna be like after school?
After school, I'm gonna go home, and then at 5, I'm going to a workout class at the gym I go to. And you get to bring someone today, so I'm going to bring my boyfriend, and he's kind of scared because he's never done the workout class before. So I mean, he goes to the gym and stuff, but just not like, I go to like classes, like when you can like sign up for a time and all that stuff. So today is a hybrid mix of cardio and strength. So I feel like that'll be good. So we're gonna go to that, and then we're gonna go out to dinner. So I think that'll be nice. Yes. What about you guys? Any plans?
I'm just gonna go home, finish my poster for the summer season.
No.
We got
No,
exactly.
yeah.
And
No, that's
CSCF
good.
is tomorrow.
Okay. Well, what
Yeah.
about a Galentine's?
Oh, a Galentine's. Oh, my friend might be coming over later.
Okay,
too.
that's a little
My big
Galentine's
cookies,
then.
yeah. It will be fun.
Yes, me and my friends had a little. Well, I live with them, so it's like me and my 2 best friends who live together. But
Ooh, nice.
we made some cookies last night
Fun.
and watched our favorite show that comes out every Thursday.
What
It's
show?
called Traders. It's really good. It's like a competition show. So there's like a couple people in the house who are like traders, and the rest are called faithfuls, and they're like trying to figure out who the traders are in the house. It's really cool. I love it.
And
So.
you said about the gym. How much do you squat and bench? Like, do you have a
It's
PR?
like, since it's workout classes, they're like, the weights are like set out. So
So you can't reach your max potential.
well, like it's not like the thing with like where you rack the bench or the what's that called? You don't like rack it and like pick it up. Like it's not like a squat machine,
Okay.
but it's like they just have like I think they're called barbells, where they have like the bar with like the plates on the end, and you just like pick those up. So you have to like pick them up. You have to be able to like get them up.
Oh.
So like this is probably not my max. So I don't know. I mean, I just show up and the workout's already planned for me. That's why I like it, because it's like no stress.
Nice.
I just show up and I'm like, all right, what are we doing today? I usually go at 5:30, and there's like a group that goes at 5:30. So
I mentioned because our chemistry teacher he told us that he squats about 500. When he was younger, he used to squat 500, 600, and then
oh my
his bench
gosh.
is 200. So I was just like, I was
Who's your
wondering,
chemistry teacher?
Mr. Rule.
Mr. Oh my gosh! Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I mean, I really have no idea. My arms are like so weak. My legs are definitely stronger, but I just, honestly, it's like it's like a de-stressor for me at the end of the day. It's like, I can just go get my sweat on and work out. So, but yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Thank you
for your time.
guys. Of course.
Really appreciate you.
Probably was rambling on a lot. Probably said and like 25 times, but you're welcome.
Well,
Okay.
this episode will come out hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Next episode we'll be doing with hopefully Miss Nicholson, and we hope you tune in to see that one as well.
Bye bye.
Bye.